Elias Pettersson. The second start tonight for the Calgary Flames, number 52, Mackenzie Weegar. And your first start tonight from your Calgary Flames, number 20, Blake Coleman. It's time for the final scoring summary brought to you by Eagle Builders. Again, the final score was Calgary 3, Vancouver 2. Shots on goal in the third period. Make that 6 for Calgary and 7 for Vancouver. Now the third period scoring summary. Vancouver goal. Elias Pettersson, his 17th of the year for Bo Horvat and Ethan Bear at 4:06. Well, Flames fans, with another 3 goals tonight, Calgary Flames and CP have added another $1,500 for Kids Sport, and the Flames, even this program, bringing us to a new total tonight of $33,000 this season. So all kids can play. CP has heart. Flames fans, make sure you stay in your seat. Our New Year's fireworks show is coming up. Once again, our New Year's Eve fireworks show is coming up shortly, but first, 2022 was a great year in the Sea of Red. It's time to take a look back at some of the best highlights from your Calgary Flames in 2022.
Will carry numbers for the Flames. Lindholm, Shillington, Anderson, Shillington scores!
Tackle down the wing. Backlund in front of Montepani. Scores!
Blake Coleman steamrolls Artem Zub. It is picked up by Engvall, and now Kasha gets destroyed by Zadorov. Kerrigan shoots, he stopped, rebound, Grant! Somehow, did Markstrom get a piece? Yes. He must have. He did. Flips it ahead to Foley, busts in, Deeks shoots, scores! Welcome to Calgary!
Nice, Lindholm winding up, pass off the mark, but he'll chase it down himself! Scores! And he should get an assist too! Yeah. He passed it to himself! And there's Mangiapane able to scoop it up shorthanded. Toffoli goes to the goal. Mangiapane scores on the backhand. Duchesne, rocked by Lucic, ran him over.
Toffoli keeps a mindset of getting that puck forward to Lindholm.
Right back in comes Anderson. Right in, Anderson scores! What a goal for Rasmus Anderson! And it's 4-1 Calgary.
Gonna have to play in the third, the 1-goal lead. Here comes Dubé busting in. Dubé, a backhand, scores! What a shot by Dylan Dubé, who goes bar down.
Here's a chance. Mangiapane scores!
W's. That's when I'm impressed.
It out for Lewis, too far, and then a big hit by Dubé, ran over Robertson.
After that is Backlund, clobbers Raffle.
Pass to Hicks, beat it over. There's a great save by Markstrom. What a terrific stop off Klingberg.
It's a storyline today.
Did you hear Rasmus was +4 last 2 games?
Oh yeah, he let us know. Yeah, he's +8 total. Yeah, he's
He's the best hockey player there is, and he'll let you know how good he is.
Fox, he's got a break, he dekes, he shoots, he scores!
Through the neutral zone, gaining speed. He's got an open lane. Kadri moving in. He scores! And there is Nazem Kadri's first.
And now race out to the red line. Now across the Hurricanes' blue line, he gets by Aho. In center, Toffoli shoots and scores!
Tonight as well. Ledell with a stop in front. He scrambles and comes up with a save.
Or mackerel with cheese or something. They call it a real with cheese.
Vladar stretches out and makes a miraculous left pad save.
Here's a chance, Valeri. Markstrom makes the save. Somehow stops that opportunity.
I gave you money already.
He comes in shorthanded and centers. Lewis to the backhand, scores! Back to Stone. Winds and fires and scores!
Edler pressured, stolen. Ritchie with Coleman. Coleman, Ritchie scores!
We've got a 2-on-1. Majapani dangles it and centers. Dubé scores!
Good boy. You take care of everybody.
Yeah, this is where all the hard work is, bud.
Rantanen knocked down by Weegar.
Covers it, walks in, and gets clobbered by Zadorov. Skin it out to center, and he's clobbered. A big open ice hit by Zadorov.
Pass across Scheifele. Stopped by Markstrom. Does a cartwheel and makes the save. And the Flames jump out to a 2-0 lead a half minute into the hockey game.
Wish we stayed out there a couple more minutes, I guess. I don't know.
The Flames head back on the counterattack. Kadri into Lucic. Back to Kadri. Scores! Kadri top corner. Toffoli. Rasmus Anderson scores! Anderson in overtime. For one-timer in front. Huberdeau scores!
He walks in and drops Draisaitl. Stopped by Markstrom.
Chance to win one of 3 Calgary Flames fan experiences. Details in the new limited edition 15 packs of Canadian Pale Ale Original 16. Official beer sponsor of the Calgary Flames. Must be of legal drinking age. No purchase necessary.
Welcome inside Flames post-game live. It's brought to you by Original 16, which this night here, New Year's Eve, the final game of 2022, is also a big part of fireworks are going to be going off here any second now, right there on cue to celebrate the end of the calendar year. And, of course, welcome in 2023 and welcome into the post-game show. Calgary Flames ringing in a new year with a 3-2 win over the Vancouver Canucks here tonight, and they do so thanks to really 3 goals in the second period. The difference in this hockey game, 3 straight. Vancouver comes back with a couple, but the Calgary Flames hold on. Maybe just first, before we get to some post-game thoughts and some reaction, get your thoughts on what we saw here tonight.
Well, my initial thought is I'm a bit jumpy, a few too many trips to Columbus over the years, so hopefully the fireworks aren't too bad.
Yeah, the cannon.
You know what, for me, Brendan, I was really curious to see kind of what the energy level would be like here tonight, because the schedule, it's been a hot topic of discussion over the past few days, and coming off back-to-back games, and there you go. Coming off back-to-back games, they had a workout. They had one of the hardest practices I've seen them ever have since I've been here. Yesterday and full skate this morning. So it was really interesting to see them close out this divisional stretch. It's been 7 straight against these teams, and they performed well. I mean, they've lived up to the expectations that they set forth for themselves. A lot of energy. We saw it off the top, getting, I think it was 10 shots in the first 6 minutes of the game. And sure, you make it a little bit more interesting than you'd like to down the stretch, but I also felt that this was a game the Flames were in very much control of throughout the night. They never let that slip despite it getting to a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I think naturally you saw a little bit of a push from an opposition team that's down 2 or 3 goals at the time, and then it never really felt like the Flames were giving up extended periods of possession or anything like that, which is probably fair to say. And maybe just a thought on kind of the way you close it out. Obviously they get within 1, and then really after they got that 3-2 goal, it just didn't seem like they really had much of anything going aside from maybe 1 or 2 looks. There was a huge chance with about 5 minutes left, but nothing sustained.
No.
Kind of the rest of the way.
No, and that's, speaking of topics of discussion, I mean, we talked to the guys yesterday at practice too, and I think we're starting to see the worm turn a little bit here where a lot of the focus is about getting the goals against down, and we've seen that over the past 2 weeks. First 30 games of the season, they're up over 3. They've got it around to about 2.5 over the past 10 days. Those are good numbers, and in talking with Blake Coleman yesterday, he said that's got to be their MO this season because it's hard to believe, but we're already talking playoffs. And you look at the standings, I think the Flames leap back into a spot tonight based on the out-of-town scoreboard. This is how you're going to have to win games down the stretch. You have to be dialed in defensively.
Yeah, that's a real good point. And back-to-back wins, obviously. And then if you look a little bit closer at the divisional play, 7 straight, we kind of talked about it a lot this morning because this was kind of the end of that string of games within your own division, 7 straight. And I believe go 5-1-1 in that span. And obviously that does wonders for moving up in the standings because you're beating the teams you're chasing in some cases. Some teams below you too. But now, move ahead of the Edmonton Oilers for 3rd spot right now in the Pacific Division. But that's going to...
It's going to be happening for a long time back and forth. But it's fun, and all you can do right now is take care of your own business. That's what they've done here for the last little while.
Yeah, really well said. All right, well, we're going to hear some reaction from, obviously, head coach Darryl Sutter. We're going to go inside the Calgary Flames locker room as well. But let's first show you how this game went down tonight and show you the highlights from the hockey game, and also expecting to have somebody join us live here on the desk as well. It starts in the second period, scoreless after 1, and this was the 2-on-1 that got the offense started just over a minute in, $1:21 into the second period. Elias.
Yeah, nice little pass by Tyler Toffoli to get it going. A little bit of a slow developing 2-on-1, and we were kind of talking about it on the desk here. Job of the defenseman, take away the pass. Tyler Myers goes down pretty early though, and that opens up the shooting lane for Lindholm, and we know he's got a great shot. He picks the corner there.
Yeah, the release is his 12th of the season, so that was the 1-0 lead. Toffoli picks up the lone assist on that one, and then this was the other 2-on-1. Had happened to be shorthanded. Rasmus Andersson up on the play, but it was the finish by Blake Coleman, and justly deserved.
Yeah, deservedly so. This was a heck of a PK shift. 1 minute and 6 seconds of flat-out domination, honestly, and Blake Coleman played a huge part in that, really kind of getting the buzz going down in the offensive zone. And, hey, Rasmus Andersson, I think that's his 7th point in his last 7 games, so just a monster season, keeps getting better for number 4.
Some impressive numbers for sure, and does it again here tonight. Rasmus Andersson draws the assist. Mackenzie Weegar also a helper on that, but this was the one that you had to feel good for. Weegar walks in, and an absolute no-doubter to beat Spencer Martin, but his first as a member of the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, great look at it there, too. Kind of, walks in a little bit, finds that lane, and a lot of traffic, too. So a great shot by Mackenzie Weegar, but this is also what we want to see from the Flames offensively. Create those layers of traffic in front and make your shooters have something to look for. There was an open side there. He found it. Bit of a muted celebration, but that one had to feel good.
Little smile at the end, and Weegar's got his first, but as he said to us in the intermission, it was more about the result that they were looking for, and Sheldon Dries makes things interesting thanks to a goal with just less than 5 minutes remaining. His 2nd consecutive game scoring against the Flames, so of his 4 goals, 2 have come against Calgary.
Fortuitous. Flames are in pretty good position. Puck kind of pops free. I think it ends up going behind the head of Jacob Markstrom that you'll see here and over top of the net, but you do have to give Sheldon Dries some credit there because that's some nice hand-eye to just sort of tow it into the top shelf.
Yeah, no question. Lucky bounce to get the puck there, but a nice finish to put it into the back of the net. And then this is where it becomes the 1-goal game. Elias Pettersson jumps on the loose puck. Markstrom kind of gets spun out. We wondered maybe if there's a thought of some goalie interference there, but you can kind of see how much the Canuck player is trying to get out of the way. And obviously not worth the risk there. And no challenge made from the Calgary Flames, and in the end it sticks, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Flames protected that 1-goal lead the rest of the way, and we'll talk about it and show a few different opportunities, but some good defensive plays in that final minute or so with the net empty too, and Jonathan Huberdeau had one of them, and just good sticks. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and a real underrated part of his game. I know so much of the talk this year has been about his offensive game and finding chemistry with some of his new line mates and really settling into the new city. We've seen that because the numbers are obviously starting to pick up. Got the winning goal the other night in Seattle too. That's got to feel good. But this side of the puck defensively, he's always been good that way, and Mackenzie Weegar as well. So these are two guys that have really kind of been known for their two-way play throughout their career and have been feeling sort of the pressure on the offensive side a little bit more, maybe unjustly so, because they've been doing stuff like that all night throughout the season. And regardless of how easy or not easy the offense is coming, if you're keeping them out at the other end, that's a good sign.
And without further ado, let's welcome in Jonathan Huberdeau. He's joining us live on the desk. This is the natural or unnatural welcome in. We just bring you on the desk.
Live
TV.
Live.
I like it. Straight on. Congrats on the win, guys. And maybe just a thought. We were just kind of talking about Mackenzie and showed that goal, but a little relief. It was a muted celebration, but probably good to see Mackenzie bury one there.
Yeah. Did you guys like the celly there?
Yeah, it was good.
No celly, and yeah, it was good to obviously have him score his first goal, and he thought it was offside, so that's why he didn't celly.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I was looking at the other coaches, and they weren't even looking at challenging. So it would have been nice to see a little celebration from Weegs, but no, good for him. I mean, 1-1 tonight, and he's playing well.
Well, and he just quickly, Ryan, before you jump in there, it was just like he talked about, a long time coming, and maybe that's part of it. I was hoping for a good little fist bump, maybe, and the monkey off the back or something. But, no, but just for a guy that we were just saying, he does a lot of good things on a nightly basis. I know that doesn't go unnoticed by teammates, just in terms of everything else that comes with him.
Yeah, he's been working hard. I mean, all year, obviously, offensively has been a little bit tougher, but I think defensively he's playing well, and he knew it was going to come at some point, and we were actually talking about it on the way here. So he said he was going to score. He said hat trick, but I was like, I don't know if it's going to happen.
We're buying that.
Yeah. But, I was happy for him to get the
That's awesome. Jonathan, I mean, so much of the talk this year has been about offense, but let's go back to that final minute. You make that exceptional defensive play to, that's a key portion in the game too, knowing that you're protecting a lead and they're pushing a little bit. What's kind of going through your head and maybe the minds of your teammates as you're protecting that and then having that good stick to get the clear?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of one-goal game, our team, and trying to play well defensively, and at the end, kind of had to give a little extra effort, to get the stick there and kind of prevent, one-timer. So I think that's good. You always want to help your team, to win some game, especially at the end. So.
Yeah, guys, a little scramble that kind of Markstrom makes a couple of saves in tight here, but then the puck works its way back out, and this is the stick coming up right there.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Love it. That's what good sticks are all about. Maybe just, Jonathan, just a thought before we let you go, and that's just about some of the momentum this stretch. I mean, you can't go without saying 7 games straight against the division. You know how crucial those games are, but to see you go 5-1-1, obviously move up now back in the 3rd spot in the division. Just what has this stretch done for your group here?
Yeah, it's good. I think we're playing better games, and we still got better. I think in our team. We got a lot of character. We got maturity. We're an older team, so I think from now on we just got to build up, till the playoffs, stay in the playoff spot, and I think we have a good team. So I think if we keep playing well defensively, we know the offense is going to come. So.
Good stuff.
Congrats on the win.
So good we had to give you 2 mics.
That's good. I like it. All right, thank you guys.
All right, thanks, bud. Jonathan Huberdeau joining us here. Flames win it 3-2, and always good to hear from Hubie, and obviously some good stuff in there. Obviously, Weegs predicted the hat trick coming in, but he'd take the one. And,
offside. We didn't even.
Yeah, I didn't even pick
that.
up on that. That's interesting.
That's wild. Yeah.
If a good reporter would have asked that question about why not the celebration at the time, we might have had that answer in between periods.
Well, we're watching on a monitor here, so I can only assume that it was out of frame.
Yeah, that's right.
That's got to be it. So
protect it. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Look at that.
Right
See,
on.
this is luckily we got a good crew and could make up for the lack of good reporting.
Let's see here.
Here's the play that they were talking about, or that he might have been worried about. Oh, yeah, that's clean. That's clean.
Gee, we should have asked Jonathan about the nifty footwork
there
too.
You
That's
go.
not too bad.
I didn't pick up
unofficial
on that.
assist.
So that's apparently what he was worried about a little bit, and why the celebration was somewhat muted. Either way, it was great. We did see the smirk though, the smile.
It was
and you know
there.
what? At the end of the day, the finish was there, and that's all that matters.
There you
go. It stood. More importantly, and it was also your GWG. Easy for me to say. Game-winning goal.
Man,
and,
you got to work on that in the new year. Is that your resolution? Yeah. Okay.
Let's go to the press conference room. Let's listen in on the head coach, Daryl Sutter. His thoughts on the victory here tonight.
Good game for us. Good opportunities to put it away. Missed a lot of really good opportunities, but it was a good game, good solid game for us.
Can you just talk a little bit about what Mackenzie Weegar has been doing all year long?
Well, it's like he's a really good player for us. Mackenzie's really loves the game, lots of energy, and plays the right way. Hard part for him is I've had to move him around too much, left and right. So it's good to see him score. I was happy for him.
And you feel like you found a home for him and
No, I don't know. I mean, we've fooled around with it. He can play minutes. That's the thing.
It seemed like Blake Coleman was really electric tonight. Were you happy with what he gave you?
Had lots of opportunities. He's been, we've needed him to dig in more into his game, get back to the basics of his game, and I thought tonight he was a lot better at it.
Did you feel the energy of that shift on the penalty kill where he was in the corners and he lost his stick? Like, did you feel that momentum a little bit on the bench?
Penalty kill did a good job. I mean, whether it was that shift or any of the shifts. I mean,
on Mackenzie's goal, it seemed like that was a shift that you guys really
sustained pressure in their zone. We kept getting pucks back, recovering pucks, hanging on to pucks. So he was against their top line, and you spend that much time without the puck, plays you out, then you get a good opportunity and you scored. We had that same opportunity 3 or 4 other times, didn't seal the deal.
is that one of the trademarks of what your teams are all about? That pressure, that forecheck, sustained pressure.
Yeah, I mean it's a work, and let's move on to next year.
Okay.
Yeah. Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year from the head coach of the Calgary Flames, and boy, what a way to finish off the old year, I suppose, 2022 from Blake Coleman. This was the shift that led to his goal on the PK, single-handedly sort of 1-on-3 leads to a scoring chance, and it just felt like this was deserved as he then finishes it off on the other side. But what a night from Blake Coleman. Plenty of chances and obviously the one goal here.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, that's how, when Blake Coleman is at his best, you see every ingredient in his game show up in tonight's game. And, it was interesting because that first shift that led to the chance didn't score, obviously, as you pointed out. But, I feel a good Blake Coleman shift doesn't end without a couple of gloves and sticks to the face, too. So it was a proper tee up to the whole thing. Look, a lot of the
Superman dive there, too. That was
which
fantastic.
we also pointed out he's done quite a few times over his career, a few of those little diving efforts on goals, so not too bad.
Yeah, the one-handed one in the Tampa playoff run. I think it was their second cup run.
Yes.
He scored diving one-handed. And
he did the same thing as a former Jet on the desk in New Jersey against the Winnipeg Jets as well. Very similar looking goal. But look, we've spent the last couple of days talking about how good Michael Backlund, Blake Coleman, and Andrew Mangiapane have been. Mangiapane's had a tough time finding the net despite his incredible chances, and man, it was good to see one of those guys bury, because it's, as you said, justly deserved.
I lit up because our tape room is on fire tonight because we're talking one-handed goals. And look, Andy on our EVS, he's got it queued up already. Here's a look at the one-handed markers from Blake Coleman. Check this out.
Oh yeah, here we go.
That's the one you were describing against Winnipeg. There's the second one. Loves the right-handed flick of the wrist, and that's the one we were talking about. Outstanding.
That one wins you a Stanley Cup.
That one is Stanley Cup caliber, and tonight would have had maybe one more with the diving effort. Either way, fantastic night from number 20. So let's hear from him without further ado. Blake Coleman scores his 6th of the season and was first star tonight here.
What'd you make of that?
It was a big win. It was a big 2 points for us. I think, obviously getting out to the lead, they climbed back in the game, and then I thought we showed some resilience in the third. And, we had a lot of really good chances to put them away, just couldn't quite get them, but it's a big win for our team.
Blake, personally, you had one. How many do you think you could have had tonight?
I don't know. I'm going to go home and do a bonfire to the hockey gods and burn some stuff. And it's just one of those nights, man. It's good that we're getting the chances, I guess, but frustrating. But like I said, we got the win, so the one was enough tonight.
That shift of yours in the third, or on the penalty kill where you lost your stick and were in the corners, things hurt, like what was going through your head? It seemed like you were a man possessed a little bit on that sequence.
It's just trying to play hard for our team. I think, we knew that this was a big game, and you kind of emphasized last game of the year and things like that. And whether it was on the kill or 5-on-5, just wanted to play really hard. And I thought I wasn't alone in that. I thought a lot of guys played really hard games. Were in on the forecheck, and then the goal was, I didn't have to do much. Just got to put it in, which sounds easier than it is tonight, but great pass from Raz and some good poise from Weeks to start that play.
What does it do for a room when you see a guy like McKenzie finally get that first goal?
Yeah, I mean, Weeks is the best, man. He's a great guy, great teammate. We joked about it this morning. We thought he was going to get one, and he did, and it looked like he'd scored his 50th goal the way he celebrated, but we're happy for him. He's a big part of our team. It's going to be the first of many. Sometimes it's just funny how it works like that, but he's such a big part of our team, and it's nice to see him get on the board and get rewarded.
I was going to ask him, but were you surprised that he just basically shrugged?
I think it was a little bit of exhaustion on that whole shift. They were in there for about a minute and a half, so I'm sure he was excited inside.
Is that shift almost symbolic of the way this team wants to and can play when they're forechecking at its best?
Yeah, I think we've been getting better and better. I think you can see it from each line now, and you're getting some sustained offense in ozone time, and we're a hard team to play against when everybody's doing it. The challenge obviously is to not take shifts or periods off, and it's a hard way to play. It's demanding, but we've got the guys that can do it, and if we continue this path, we're just going to keep growing and get better.
The aggressive in that second period, you outshot them while they were on the power play. What were you guys doing so effectively that really was important in that period when they had all those chances?
Oh, just pressure. I think we denied a lot of entries and turned pucks over, and then clears were good. Like I said, there was a few really poised clears from Weegs and guys like that made a play with it versus just shoveling it down. And there's a time and a place for both, but it led to a little bit of offense for us, and PKs can shift games like that.
Your team has become known the last couple of years for that aggressive PK. You've played on the other side against PKs like that. What does it do to the opposing power play, knowing that your team has the ability to spend a lot of time in the ozone, generate chances, score goals? Does it sort of put you on your heels a bit?
It can be frustrating. I think it's when you see power plays start to kind of yell at each other and kind of get on each other, get frustrated. When you're not getting much time and space, it can be a really tough game. Obviously, you got to be, pick and choose your spots of when to really push the pedal down and when to play the right way and take away passing lanes, things like that. But I think in the last month or so, it's been a big emphasis on our team to get up ice and get pressure up the ice, and I think it's been a lot better lately, and that leads to less time in your zone killing.
How does a guy celebrate the New Year after he scores on a Saturday night NHL game? What do you do to ring in 2023?
I don't have much time, man. I'm going to get up out of here quick. And,
Perfect. Last question.
Just going to be with the boys tonight. Obviously my wife, and then let's see what the next year has in store for us.
Okay, let's go.
Thanks, guys.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Thank you, guys.
Happy New Year.
All right, well, we're about 49 minutes or so away from seeing what the new year has in store, and a nice way to finish 2022 for Mackenzie Weegar, his first as a Flame, and we'll hear from him in just moments, but you can see how happy his teammates are for him.
Yeah, he's been getting close too. I think we were in Seattle watching the game the other night. We thought for sure he was going to get. Oh, there's the offside.
Yeah, okay. I just picked that up. The lip reading.
Yeah, he's been getting close. He's been jumping up in the play. I think he's been making more of a concerted effort to get pucks on net too. Yeah. And I really like what Blake pointed out there, because Mackenzie Weegar has just been I know you'd agree, unbelievable addition to this hockey team and to this city. He is an amazing human being, one of our favorite interactions in that locker room. So to see a guy get rewarded for that hard work, and this is just going to be the start of it for him. He's got a little bit of that offense in him, so hopefully this is a bit of a springboard.
Yeah, and as I told you earlier in the game, we had predicted, or at least the prediction for the first one came Seattle morning.
Yes.
It was wrong. It was a day late, but you could kind of sense it was coming, I guess, is the point of the story.
Right, and it's important. We were mid-debate about whether or not he was going to get one tonight, and all of a sudden the puck's in the net. I actually don't think either of us saw what happened on the play, to be honest with you.
It was nice, and let's hear his depiction of it, and maybe he'll talk about what he thought was offside at the time.
Feels great. Even better with the 2 points, obviously.
You didn't really celebrate.
Yeah, it was weird play. I honestly thought that it was going to be offside. Tanny kept a good puck in, and I didn't want to jinx it by overselling. So I'm happy that it wasn't offside. I'm happy to get my first goal.
Where does the puck go now?
I'm not sure. I don't even have it right now. So you know what? It was a good time to get it before the new year. Tanny just had a kid, so maybe it was for his son, Bobby.
Important to get 2 points out of a division rival that's trying to creep up on you guys?
Yeah, huge. Absolutely huge. You know, Daryl said this morning, I think it was a good month for us. We just got to keep building on it and keep climbing the standings.
Is that almost symbolic of the way your season's gone? Like you scored the goal and you still think it's probably just going to be disallowed?
Yeah. Honestly, I thought I was kind of thinking like, oh, you know, that's classic. But you know what? It was a good shift. We hemmed them in there, and Naz made a good pass, and there was a good net front. And you know, I'm happy they didn't challenge anything.
Do the guys give you a hard time for not celebrating?
Yeah, they sure did.
Going back to the shorthanded goal, how did you see that sequence develop?
It was a turnover at the blue line. You know, I knew that they were kind of tired. I heard their coaches yelling at them to kind of change, so I hung on to the puck a bit. I was actually looking for Colsey to go for a breakaway, but Ras was yelling at me, and I just got it to him, and he made a beautiful pass over to Colsey, so that's kind of how it went.
Sort of, I don't know if you read Twitter recently about Heritage Classic is now officially be playing the Oilers outdoors.
Oh,
Is that exciting?
yeah, that's awesome. I've never been a part of one of those, you know, one of those outdoor games or anything like that. So that'll be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for that.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Happy New Year, man.
Thank you. Happy New Year, guys.
Okay, so we're going to go back now because this was the play. So originally we showed you the zone entry. This was actually the play that McKenzie, that we believe he thought might have been offside. So it's kind of on the zone hold, and it was Tanev at the blue line. You can see Weegar at the bottom of your screen. He's got a pretty good angle, but the linesman's got an even better angle.
Right.
And immediately said, it's onside.
Yeah.
So that was the play that he alluded to. And then you can see, you can read lips. And these ones you can actually read, children, if you're still up. You can see a little bit of no from Huberdeau.
He was blocked out. So, yeah, good eyes by the linesman. That's textbook positioning.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, that's credit to the linesman. He was in the absolute perfect spot, makes the call, and it stands. So, nevertheless, the game-winning goal for Mackenzie Weegar, his first as a member of the Calgary Flames, and right in time to finish off 2022, and we'll see what 2023 has in store. We did some last second, a little bit of a delivery here.
I didn't even see this.
It is the perk of being sponsored and brought to you by Original 16. So Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to all you Flames fans. And the fireworks are over, but we can hear the party commencing upstairs as well.
Sounds like a good time.
It's a New Year's Eve party, also brought to you by Original 16 as well. So to all of you, Happy New Year and all the best in 2023. As for us, we'll sign off for one final time this calendar year. The Calgary Flames head into the new year with a victory, 3-2 over the Vancouver Canucks. They even up the season series head-to-head. And now they look ahead to the Winnipeg Jets. So one off road trip into the Central Division before coming back home, and then a long road trip commences shortly thereafter that. But tonight, it's a win, and the Calgary Flames make it back-to-back and back into the third spot in the Pacific Division in the standings. Thanks for watching Flames Postgame Live, brought to you by Original 16. We'll see you coming up right back here at the Scotiabank Saddledome in about a week.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.